Hello, everybody. Today is Wednesday, August 10th. The summer is flying by. It's unbelievable. But we are here tonight, right? We are here tonight to discuss the Challenge USA Episode 6. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. The season's getting good, so let's get into it. All right, everybody. I am John Dunphy, and I am joined by my very, very good friend, Mr. Kyle Petty. TJ's perfect algorithm put us together for this episode tonight. So we are without Gina. We are sadly without Gina. She has better things to do.
She does.
What else is new? But we are Jury Duty, your favorite Big Brother podcast. We do talk about other things sometimes, though, and tonight we are talking about the Challenge USA. If you want to find us on the socials, you can find us at BB Jury Duty. That's on Twitter or on Instagram. Or you can head over to our lovely website. Thank you, Kyle. www.bbjuryduty.com. All right. So, hey, I guess let's get into it, right? I mean, Challenge USA, Episode 6. Any initial thoughts? Anything you want to talk about first?
Nothing initially. Oh, lies. I guess since it opened up with the algorithm thing, right? Mm-hmm. How is it that already Angela is like now with Dominic again? And also, how pissed was she about
I know.
Her face.
I noticed.
I laughed out loud. Like,
yeah.
Angela, Dominic. I'm smiling too. I'm already laughing too much to read. I can't reenact it.
I know.
Stone face. I'm telling you, I squealed.
Yeah, she was pissed. I guess we'd have to like go through the pairs to see who's been with who, but who has time for that?
Right. I don't understand. Like, how are they not all starting to repeat them? There had to be some other guy that she could. There's no guy. Has she worked with David?
I mean, I guess so. I'm just kind of taking TJ's word for it, though.
They're saying mathematically it couldn't work. Why? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure.
I didn't really get that either.
I didn't buy it. But oh well. But it is definitely worth noting Angela's face. What's wrong with absolutely. Angela? She's got Dom as a partner. That's what it is.
Oh God! But they were really these pairs this week weren't really that thrilling to me. Like the one that stood out right away was just the Ben and Sarah one, just because of what happened last week with Tyson putting Sarah in and Ben and Sarah being so angry.
Now, okay, I'm glad you brought that up too, because I had already forgotten about that. That makes me not really believe this algorithm thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on. The second we have a little bit of drama with Ben and Sarah, now they're partnered up. Come on.
Has Angela been with Ben? I don't remember that.
No. Seems to me that then Sarah could have been with Dominic. Has she been with him?
I don't know.
Yeah, we just broke the math. We broke the math. I mean, unless we're totally wrong. I mean, we'd have to.
Yeah, we'll have to fact check. We'll fact check it.
The other duo that did stand out to me, though, that I'm surprised did not get more chatter around them was Kayla and Leo. Because they are the two last amazing racers.
Yeah.
Seems to me that should have put a target on their back. And we'll get to that. But that stood out to me.
Right. I thought it was interesting. Like I'm so curious because I don't know if you've seen any more of this, but like I have not seen anything between this whole dynamic between Tyson, Sarah, and Ben. They clearly have a lot of history, and like I really want to go back and revisit it now because they're like the drama that is just unfolding between the three of them is very interesting to me. It seems like Tyson, like he's pissed because in the past Ben and Sarah have voted him out of Survivor, but it seems like Sarah and Ben have felt slighted by Tyson at times, though I don't know why. I don't know if any
Yeah,
reasons actually been
I'm not
given.
understanding the slight against Tyson. It sounds to me like y'all have burned him more than one time and are
Right.
surprised that he's trying to burn you back.
Right.
But that's just a story we're being told. Like there's definitely a lot more to that, and maybe some of our survivor friends can let us know what some of that history is. Except, I don't think we have a lot of survivor friends.
Well, we want as many as possible. So
You know, we'd like you here. We'd like you here. Yeah.
anybody watching, listening, if you have any information about this history, this rich history between Tyson, Sarah, and Ben, please let us know.
Somebody will tell us. You know, we have loyal friends of our challenge episodes. They always give us the tea in the comments. So we're counting on you, friends. tell us things. We're lost. I don't really get it.
I wanted to ask you another question here before the challenge. We got a little segment here with David and Enzo getting some screen time. Some of our friends from Big Brother. What did you think of them? Because I feel like we've only seen Enzo with these segments talking about doo-doo pies.
Right.
like
Your typical Enzo content, really.
And then I feel like a lot of times is made out to be the joke, and it's just like it was interesting to have them kind of talking, and I don't know. I guess it wasn't that interesting. But
well, I don't even remember what it was that Enzo had anything to do with. I do remember now David like having a few things to say here. About how he went out, night one when he was on Big Brother and everything like that. I think that he's doing well in this challenge environment. Although I do, there are later decisions that came in this episode that I would like to dissect because I'm not so sure about some of it. But up until this point, I've been feeling like, maybe this is the environment where David should be in. He seems to be flying under the radar, not really making any waves politically. I wouldn't say that he's quite a challenge threat, which is almost kind of a good thing to be in the challenge. So people are not really paying any attention to you. I mean, that is kind of how you fly under the radar,
Right, right.
Yeah, I've been thinking that David was doing pretty good here.
I agree. I do agree. I think this is a game where he's gonna go pretty far, I think.
That means he's going home next week.
Oh God!
That's what that means.
Poor David.
It's a jury duty curse. The second we endorse somebody, they're out of here. Sorry, kiddo.
I know.
Sorry, man.
I mean, well, actually, it could happen. We'll talk more about the episode.
Yeah.
But I it was funny to see Enzo, like he was because him and David had a moment in it looked like the kitchen where David was just like, stay loyal, win some shit, and we can go far in this. They seem to have each other's back in there, which I guess they were both on BB22, but I didn't necessarily link them together before this episode. I think in this episode it kind of seemed like way more like they have each other's back in there. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean that pretty much took us into the challenge then. Today's challenge, which was
absolutely banoodles.
Containment. This was one of those that like I tried to listen to TJ explain what they had to do and was so lost that I was just all right, I'm just gonna watch.
Yeah, because I thought I always think that I'm keeping up. I think that I'm keeping up, and then like it just keeps going, and I'm like, wait, no, what?
Right.
Like, what else do they have to do? And all right, so there are aspects of this that I still didn't understand. So what they had to do, right, was, or did you want to explain it? If you understand it better.
No, you go for it.
All right, fine. So they had to jump into the water, and then what? They had to climb up the cargo net to get on top of the container. Then they had to get down from the container, and this is where things got murky for me, because there was something about some kind of logos or something that you had to like look at. Symbols or something that people had to amass.
It looked like there were symbols on the top of the storage containers and inside as well.
On the inside. Oh, okay.
And I think each different symbol had a different numerical value.
Yes. Okay, so each one had to remember two, because I guess there were four. Is that what this was?
Yeah. I believe so.
So then they had to swing on a rope to this hanging platform in betwixt the containers. And then they had to grab the key of like their team color. Now this again starts to get murky for me because I don't really know what was the point of the key, but they had to get the key and then jump in the water, and then they had to swim back. Then they had to go up this other ladder onto this other platform with their little key, and then They put it in a slot? Question mark? Question mark? Did that do something? They just had to do it.
I feel like the key was purely symbolic. That's what I think.
Just, I'm just retrieving something.
Yeah,
like the parts of the totem or the monkey thing in the Legends of the Hidden Temple. Like they had to like stack together, like you just have to get it because you just have to.
Right.
And then they had to figure out the math problem there at the end. If it was not correct, then they had to go back and just do it all over again.
Yes.
Yes. And if they were correct, the sparks would shoot. And the horn would sound.
That's correct. That is correct. That is correct.
Yeah.
And the way that this started, even though it looked like I saw Danny and Alyssa like tweeting about this competition during the episode that like, we were the ones that went first in this competition, but they were not shown to go first in this. And it felt like this was like a real like they were trying to build it up. Like Dominic and Angela went, they were pretty quick, and then you had Ben and Sarah going, and they screwed up, but like still got it done relatively well. And like then like Tyson and Kira were going, and it made it seem like, okay, here's this Ben and Sarah team gonna come in and they're gonna take out Tyson and Kira because Kira just could not. She was very ill and fell and could not get up. And I was like, this is how we're gonna see the end of this this whole Survivor thing play out. But that's not what happened.
Can we talk about Danny for a minute? Danny from Survivor.
Yeah.
Does it stick out to you at all that like he mentions his wife in almost every episode?
Yeah, I think it's
like what is that? I'm so tired of hearing about Kiki. I don't even know what to
do. I think it's cute.
I don't think it's cute. It reeks of insecurity to me. Okay.
Really?
We were fine when you were stinky on an island and I wasn't worried about it. But I know what goes on in the challenge house, and I need to know that you're thinking about me every moment that you were there. So I need to hear you be saying my name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And it just irritates me. That's all. That's all. Well, shout out to Kiki for getting me to jump off the platform. It's like, no, like shut up now.
See, I didn't think of it that way, but I find it funny. So I'm good with it.
Over it.
Oh man. But I mean, we saw some teams do very well in this, and some teams do absolutely terribly. Danny and Alyssa did, they did pretty well. Danny and Alyssa, they were in the top 3. Who else was it? It was DX, and was he in the top
Shannon?
3? DX and Shannon. And then, but the winners were David and Desi, who, by the way, I am surely developing a crush on Desi. She's gorgeous. My God,
she's smoking hot,
right?
And she's also not an idiot. Like
she's not an idiot.
She's not an idiot. No, I like how she's playing the game.
Yeah.
She's flying. She's clearly a threat, but flying way under the radar. I have not heard. I mean, it could just be the way it's edited, but I have not heard a single conversation around her. She is not in any kind of drama. Yeah, she's doing it right.
Actually, what's funny about this too is that I know they won, so obviously they worked well together. But like I just in general, like aside from just this competition, I actually really like David and Desi as a pair.
Yeah, it looked like they complement each other well. They were like kind of keeping each other calm and like, yeah,
this was like a very smooth, like the competition wise, and then everything after. I thought, for the most part, I guess we'll get to the decision in the elimination. But I liked them working together.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And then we were in danger of seeing Tyson come in last for the very first time this season.
Sure were.
Being on top.
We sure were.
Yeah. And I thought that's what we were going to get. Kira just could not get it done. She wasn't feeling well. But there was one team that performed worse. Didn't even jump off the storage containers. Enzo and Justine.
Let me tell you something now. I wouldn't have done it neither. Okay. Now, I could have jumped off the container just fine. But I can't swing. Because you saw the way Kira went down. That's exactly what I'd be scared of. Clonk into the side and just tumbling on down all willy-nilly out like a hot noodle. Absolutely not. Like there's no way. No. No, it was just like a regular just jump and that's fine. That's fine. But I couldn't do it either. Did you see how far down that was? You expect me to swing?
Far.
Could you do that?
I would definitely try at least.
You're gonna go out there and get your Donkey Kong on.
Yes, I'm gonna get my Donkey Kong on. Yes.
Good luck. Yeah, all right. Not I. Not I.
Man, I was bummed to see Enzo just totally just walk away though. That was, come on. I guess I shouldn't be surprised though that he did that.
Listen,
but yeah,
I'm usually not down for people not cheating, but like just walking off and quitting and stuff. But I know I wouldn't do it. I don't even know that I would have gone up there though. I've been like, I'm sorry, this one's not for me.
Right.
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what was interesting to me about Enzo coming in last though is that, and this is one of the things I was talking about before about how apparently Enzo and David are much closer than we ever realized. Like David actually said that he wanted to win this competition to try to protect Enzo, which was not something that I guess David, he definitely has limited numbers, but like I just didn't expect. I expected David to sort of branch out more to other people. Like if he wasn't getting like the BB traction, I wouldn't think that like Enzo is his guy in there. But it does make sense, I guess. They were on BB22 together, so at least they have that.
Yeah,
connection.
I guess so. I mean, that did surprise me too. But I also kind of thought that maybe that was just him trying to stay like BB strong. But that didn't age well. Not that thought concept, anyway.
Right. But so anyway, Desi and David, they take their 5K each from winning this competition, and that was that for the challenge, the daily challenge.
Mm-hmm.
That was containment, and from there we got into then the winners, kind of talking with the losers about what they want to see in elimination, what they want to go, who they might want to go up against, and Enzo and Justine didn't really seem to have anybody that they were targeting, which Justine seemed to like.
I think Justine would have had a name, but she didn't want to tell anybody.
Right. And she kind of said that. She was like, I don't really want to ruffle any feathers, make any enemies right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, which at the same time, I mean, you're going into elimination. So I feel like this is the time to do that because you're going into elimination. This person that you might be afraid about going up against, like they're either going home or you're going home. But I guess,
but that's only assuming they actually go with your wishes and put them in. That's what makes this so nerve-wracking because you could give somebody this information and then what if they're working with them and you don't know? They're not going to put them in and then they're going to tell them that you said that. Now, if you do come back, you're coming back with a target on your back. That sucks.
It's true.
These little conversations are so interesting. It's like I wouldn't be saying anything either. Do whatever you're going to do because that's what you're going to do anyway. So I don't need to talk. I don't really need to talk to you.
Very fair. Very fair. And once this little talk sort of broke up, there was a few different targets. I think 4 in total that they sort of mentioned. 2 that were like more safe choices to go into elimination against Enzo and Justine, and then 2 that would have been like big shots. And the 2 like smaller moves they were talking about were either Leo and Kayla, or DX and Shannon. And on the other side, in terms of going for like a big target, they were talking about either going against Tyson and Kira or Kyland and Cachet.
Now, here's the thing about that. Kyland and Cachet would not have been a smart choice at all. All right. They were going to come back.
Yeah.
They're coming back. Like, who are you kidding? Kyland and Cachet? Now you do Tyson and Kira. I mean, because Kira was ill. Right. You have a shot there. I think that kind of was a missed opportunity. I have to be honest.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
That was your chance to get Tyson out. That was a miss, I think.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
everyone knew she was sick. Like, what? You could justify it too. Like, even if they did come back, and you say, like, well, why did you do that? I wanted to try and get Tyson out. Like, I don't even think that's the move that Tyson would necessarily. Well, that's not true because he did say that he would just come back and gun for whoever put him in.
Right.
But I almost feel like it's just one of those just dumb moves.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna try to make a move on Tyson, this is the week to do it. Like, it's right that this felt like it was right on like the silver platter for you, and it's like, I don't even necessarily think that you can say like, oh, they didn't pick them out of like, sympathy for Kira who wasn't feeling well. Because if we heard the reasoning, I don't know if you heard part of the reason that David used for who he put in I guess we can just say it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. If they're
So
watching now, they definitely saw the episode.
yeah, David and Desi chose Derek X and Shannon to go into elimination against Enzo and Justine. Now, one thing that we didn't mention yet was that Shannon actually did mention that she had some sort of injury during the daily challenge. I think it was
a
either
little hamstring.
she said she pulled a muscle, pulled a hamstring. But one of the reasons that I heard anyway, David give was that like Shannon was dealing with this injury and might not be able to compete in the elimination. Did you hear that?
No, I missed that apparently.
He made some kind of comment. I don't remember the exact wording, but there was some kind of comment about we're going to put in DX and Shannon. And then, David was kind of talking about Shannon and her injury. And it was kind of like, so you'll put this injured person in, but you won't put the sick person. I don't know. It just seemed a little off to me.
And especially because like DX is not nearly the threat that Tyson is. So what was this? And I also just don't get the logic behind this. Like, seems to me, not that I necessarily as a viewer, like I don't personally want this to happen, but why would you not put Kayla and Leo in? I like Kayla on this. Again, I didn't like her on the race, but like I like her here. But like, duh, they're tied to no one.
Right.
Like as much as Kayla wants to act like she's down with Survivor, when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, Survivor's gonna bump her. Yeah. So like she ain't really part of that. And we already know nobody wants to work with Leo. So
right.
It just totally wipes Amazing Race out of this conversation completely. I don't know. Yeah, that seems like a no-brainer to me. I don't know why we did this. Because even if you're not working directly with DX, at least he was still Big Brother. You had something there.
Right. And Alyssa had something to say about this. She made a comment. She said, so she said about David, she said about David's choice, didn't understand it, said, so you choose a BB person who had your back, and a girl who's injured in Shannon.
Yeah.
Now I don't know. Is it clear to you that DX? I'm not saying that Alyssa's even wrong, but like, does DX really have David's back? Like, I don't really know if that's even true.
I don't know if he has David's back, but I think to even just to think what I had just said, like I feel like you've got more with him than you do like Amazing Race. You got more with him than you have with some others. At least you've got the Big Brother lineage, if you will.
It's true.
Now, what else can David go on?
Right. No, absolutely. I also am curious because, and I know we've talked about this already in previous weeks, but Alyssa, it just seemed a little funny to me. And I know that it is a different situation, but it seems a little funny to me to hear Alyssa say something about David being like, you send out this BB person, and it seems like every week so far, Alyssa's been like BB people in her crosshairs. She was kind of in on the Tiffany thing. She spearheaded the Xavier thing. It just kind of, and I get it. BB23 was an interesting, unique situation, but it's just funny to hear Alyssa say like, you take out a BB person. And it seems like Alyssa's been going after Big Brother people all season. I don't know.
Right. It's also good. I feel like she just got an axe to grind.
Yeah.
Because she feels so burned by like what happened like on Big Brother last year that I think that's what she's really motivated by. That was all emotional. Now that you're in the game, and DX was really her person now, especially because she tossed Xavier.
Yeah.
And like, what does she have now? Kyland. And like, I'm not so sure that Kyland is like so enthralled by Alyssa.
Yeah.
So
I agree. Yeah.
Who does oh, well, we didn't get there. Or did we?
Well, let's
not really. It doesn't matter. Again, people know. For continuity's sake,
Yeah.
No, I'm
oh, you want me to keep going?
I'm stopping.
I thought you were. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's been a long week.
No, I was stopping.
Anyway, let's get into the elimination. TJ threw us a little curveball. He started off by saying that this was just going to be just kind of transferring tires back and forth one at a time in the arena. Just as they were getting ready to start, he said, wait, you didn't think I was just going to let you move tires around all night?
So stupid. I thought
and the name of... I know. I honestly did too. I thought it was so dumb. But the elimination, it was called Spelling Eve. and which is B backwards, everyone, if you were not sure.
Just
So
in case you didn't catch it, as if they
yeah,
thought we were so dense. I was like, we get it. Thank you. Thank
and
you.
I originally I thought that this was gonna like change the whole elimination, and then like it really didn't that much.
No.
So basically, TJ just asked each competitor. So each side was given one word, right? They each just got one word, I think.
You know, each one of them got one word.
I'm pretty sure, and they had to spell it correctly, but backwards. And if you got it spelled correctly, backwards, then you were fine. But if you spelled it wrong, then TJ would take 5 tires off of your opponent's stack, which would make it then easier for them. And in this, the only person that spelled a word wrong was Justine, right? Enzo's partner. Everyone else got it right, which meant that DX and Shannon had 5 tires taken from their stack. So now they only had to transfer 55 tires and stack them rather than the 60 that Enzo and Justine had to do. So that's how we ended up there. And this was tight. Well, I mean, I thought it was stupid, but like when the competition was actually playing out itself, when they were actually in the heat of it, the thick of it, what did you think of the competition?
It was fine. I guess I was a little surprised that it was so hard for these people to stack neatly. I feel like maybe just my OCD would have kicked in a little bit there or something like that, but I don't feel like I would have struggled as much with like nice even stacks. I don't feel like my stuff would have been falling over, but I think my partner also would have been just annoyed with me because I would have made sure everything was like very, very perfect.
Right,
like,
right.
oh, come on, let's run, and I definitely would not be. So I don't know if that would have been our downfall or what actually saved us.
Right.
What did you think about it?
I thought it was fun. I enjoyed once the spelling part was over and they were running back and forth. I thought it was fun because it seemed like it was a very close race, and it seemed like you can kind of see because like what you were talking about with the stacking, like DX and Shannon got off to a much faster start, I thought, but they were not stacking properly, and it really came back to bite them in the end. Because Enzo and Justine were moving maybe a little bit slower, but Enzo was taking the time to try to make sure that things were stacked a little bit better. And you saw pretty early on, DX and Shannon's tires started to fall over, and then that injury that Shannon sustained in the daily challenge just started to catch up with her. And even though DX and Shannon had transferred all of their tires first, they weren't stacked properly, which allowed Enzo and Justine to go and get their last 2 tires, bring them over, which caused Derek X and Shannon to be eliminated. So another BB23 person gone, and another Love Island person that we don't know gone. Sorry, really Shannon.
Sorry to this woman. All right, I have some other comments. I don't even know where to start. I get first. All right. First of all, did you spell all the words correctly backwards during the Ebe?
I did.
You did. I did not.
I did. Okay.
I was fine with shovel. Dredge, I wasn't even sure that I would have gotten that correct right ways.
You know, the DG words can be they can be tricky. They can be
very. I'd have to look at it. I'd like to know. I don't remember one of the other words. Goggles. Oh, I do remember them all. Goggles, I definitely would have spelled as Googles. I was like, yeah, 00. And I was like, and she said, GG. And I was like, too bad. And I was like, oops. And cynical. Now, I know how to spell cynical, but I absolutely said out loud, NYS.
Yeah.
And then when she said it and the letter came up and it came up red, I was like, what you mean red? And I was like, oh no, like, it is a C. Yeah. So no, I definitely would have failed the Eve. But
wow.
I don't know, man. I gotta say, as a whole, and I'm probably gonna get canceled. I'm gonna get canceled.
Oh boy.
I might. Well, maybe. I gotta tell you, I am not so impressed with the challenges on this iteration of the challenge, I must say.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of these are snoozers to watch. The one that was really interesting to me was the Xavier one with the glass, but only because I just thought that was an interesting one to watch. But otherwise, like, these are really not doing it for me. The
Yeah.
water that's like just sinking, like lame. Like, all these things that we don't know what anything is until it gets started, and then once I figure it out, I'm still not intrigued.
Now, do you think that these competitions seem lackluster to you because maybe production's holding back due to these all being newbies? These are all rookies on this show.
Well,
Do you
yes,
think that has
yeah,
something to do with it?
I do, I do. Um, and it's fine because I think what for me what it is lacking in challenge interest and challenge intrigue rather is the political aspect of this one. I like how this
Yeah.
game is played. I like the money aspect. This is fun. The back and forth. I like that, having amassing a big total puts a bigger target on you, but it also is
Yeah.
intimidating too. Yeah, fun twist, fun twist. I love the repartnering, but still the underlying alliance lines that are eroding.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
again, now, so what? I can't believe you would put two Big Brother people down there together. It's like you're definitely losing a number, or at
Yeah.
least a light number, and that's why I'm not really sure that that was the right decision to make. Now we're right back to that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you that the choice here, if you were going to go with like this, the easier way out was Leo and Kayla. But if you want to
Mm-hmm.
take a big shot, put Tyson in there. Do it
With Tyson in there with his like
because
sick partner.
he is because you know what's you know what's funny about this is that I think Tyson, if he was in there, even with Kira not feeling well, he still would have made a run at this. That's the thing. Even with a partner who's only at like 50%, Tyson is still has a better chance to win than some people out there that have a partner at 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
he makes up for that, and we saw that last week when he was literally dragging Cachet through the water
Mm-hmm.
after they had fallen so far behind, and he like single-handedly pretty much won that because he had Cachet by her life jacket swimming through the water with her, came all the way back from the dead and won the challenge. Like, this might be the only way to really take him out is if he has a partner that's weakened in some way. So I
Yeah.
want Kira to be okay. I want Kira to be healthy. Don't want anything. But listen, this is still a game, and this is an
Right. Not
opportunity.
rooting. No, it has nothing. We're not rooting against her. We're not rooting against her. We're
Right.
trying to win money.
Right. Exactly.
Trying to win money.
Exactly. So I do agree with you that the move this week should have probably been Tyson and Kira. But if you were really that scared of that, then put in Leo and Kayla.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Until I absolutely had to, I'm not getting rid of people who came from the same place I did. I just unless they were actively moving against me, which I don't believe DX was.
Right.
So
Right.
I just wouldn't do that, even if I'm more closely aligned with Enzo.
Yeah. DX, he said something, and I was taking notes and getting ready for this and everything. So I don't know, I don't remember the exact wording, but he made this comment about him and Alyssa on this season about how like, oh, he was sad to go. And I know he gave like Alyssa a little shout out about how she was so loyal and he loved her and all that. But he made this comment about how like, oh, Alyssa and I accomplished something we really wanted to accomplish, and it made it sound like, all right, they got Xavier and Tiffany out of this game. Did you catch that little comment from him at all?
No, I didn't notice that.
And it kind of like bummed me out a little bit because I kind of felt like, all right, you just went home in the 6th episode of the season and you're talking about how you and Alyssa accomplished this and that by getting out 2 people who did better than you on another season of a show that you were on. Like, so did you even come to play this game, or was it all about let's just get Xavier and Tiffany? Which kind of makes me feel like, go in there and play the game, try to beat them, sure, but like try to win the game too. You know what I mean? Like, it was like they both went in being satisfied with like, as long as we get Xavier and Tiffany out. And that's how it came off to me. I could be wrong. Maybe I should go back and listen to exactly what he said. But he definitely made a comment about something along those lines. And I was like, it just feels like they're very bitter, and all they cared about was getting out Xavier and Tiffany, not actually trying to win the game. But
yeah, I kind of agree. If that was what was said, then I would agree with that. And I have to say, I've been underwhelmed with DX on this whole show altogether. I don't think he should have been on it at all. He really didn't do anything for me.
Yeah,
he didn't do anything for me. I'm not really sorry to see him go, and I don't really care.
I honestly, I think we've talked about this. I think that Christian should have had that spot. Christian of
Absolutely.
BB23. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Because he actually would have
but
been there to compete,
exactly.
and
Exactly.
he would have been way more fun to watch. He's funnier.
Hmm.
He has way more of a personality. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, DX. I'm sorry, but this was a miss for me. Um, I wouldn't mind seeing him on The Amazing Race, like with Claire.
Yeah, that would have been perfect. Honestly, take Christian, put him on this show, and put DX and Claire on Amazing Race. That would have been
Yeah.
perfect.
Just shuffle
Yeah.
people around. I'll send an email when we get off.
Okay, good. Excellent. Excellent. I'm glad you're on it.
Thanks.
So I don't have the updated banks for everybody because the website that I usually use to get it has not updated yet.
Oh, wow. So all this time, I thought you were sitting there with your figures and your Texas Instruments calculator and just going to town here.
I
and all
mean,
the papers. No.
no.
You cheat.
No, this I've just been going to this website and seeing who doesn't have $1,000 because that means they have more, and then I take down their totals, and then I'll be like, and everybody else has 1,000, and that's what I've been doing. But they haven't updated yet, so some people have money and some people don't. That's where we stand.
You should have just said you didn't do the calculations this week. You were rushing around, didn't have any time. You were hungry. Nobody had to know that you're a fraud.
I am a fraud.
Yeah,
I'm a fraud. So on the next I know you don't really usually like to watch this, right? So
I don't usually, but I feel like I did. But go ahead.
Yeah.
So
it looks like next week we're getting a daily challenge that resembles some sort of version of bumper cars, which could be fun. It could be fun. It looks like we're gonna get some more Survivor drama. More Tyson, Sarah, and Ben beef.
Yeah.
And then I sort of wonder now, because coming into this, I feel like Alyssa had her plan. She wants Tiffany gone. She wants Xavier gone. Seeing DX go home, seeing Derek X go home is not a part of that plan. No. And I feel like, let's say Derek X had gone home like week 1, like would she have been as, willing to send out an Xavier or Tiffany? So now that things have played out this way, I'm curious to see if there's any beef between her and David, because David chose DX. And she made that, there was that whole little segment of her, kind of calling David out, like, why would you send DX in and blah, blah, blah. So curious to see if there's any drama between them, potentially.
I think there will be. I think she better Love Island it up. Like, where is she going to go? Either there or like team up with Kayla. Although I don't know that Kayla's going to want anything to do with her, because Kayla's already kind of teamed up with Sarah, from what it looks like.
Yeah. I have one more thing that I wanted to talk to you about or ask you about. I don't know if have you seen anything about this out there? I've been seeing it. Where was it? Hold on. And I know there was some talk about it earlier on, but then I saw it sort of resurface now. There was apparently some drama, some clashing between production and the cast during the finale of Challenge USA. Did you hear anything about this?
No. During the finale.
I need to dig more into this, because I hadn't really heard anything about this, but I saw some people talking about it on Twitter in the last couple of days. And then when I looked to find articles about it, they were all from July. So it's all been out there for the last 2 or 3 weeks, but I didn't see anything of it in the last couple of days. But apparently there was a spoiler account on Twitter that was putting out there, and it's been picked up by a couple of websites that were talking about it. And I'm just curious to see. I was wondering if you had heard anything about it, but if not,
I don't want to know anything about this. I don't want to know.
Okay.
What are they going to possibly tell us who gets to the final or something? Like, what kind of a spoiler is this?
I haven't seen any spoilers like that. Just that there was some potential drama.
I don't think you should be reading stuff like that. You're going to stumble on something you're not going to want to see. No, I'm serious. You're going to stumble on something you're not going to really want to see. And then whether it's true or not, it's always going to be in the back of your head. And you're going to keep watching the whole rest of the season. Like, oh my gosh, is this when they go home or they don't go home? If they don't go home tonight, then that means blah, blah, blah. Maybe they do really make it. That's a terrible way to watch.
Nothing that I've seen has named anyone. It's just said
Okay, all right.
that
Let's
it
be
has
careful.
just said it's just said that the members of the cast of the Challenge USA clashed with production.
Oh,
This
okay.
could be false. It could be totally false. I don't know if anybody that's listening or watching knows anything about this. I guess just talk to me, not Kyle.
Yeah, DM him. JDunn89. Oh, there it is. Yeah. I don't want this to get ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got anything else? I think that's all I've got.
That is all I have.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied. Sure.
I'm also satisfied. But all right. Well, everybody, if you've been watching, if you've been listening, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be what do we have coming up tomorrow night? We got a big night tomorrow night.
Yes, we do. The Daniel eviction party, 10:30 p.m. Big Brother 24. That's right. That's right.
That's right.
And we'll be hanging out during too, watching the wall comp play out on feeds.
That's right. We're hearing it's a wall comp for HOH.
Yes. Yes. And our latest popularity poll is live on Instagram. Okay, at BB Jury Duty. Just click on through our story. Throw us a yay or a nay for the house guests of your choice or not. And we'll be discussing that on the stream tomorrow as well, including the latest installment of Julie Judgment.
Oh, thank God.
We have so much to do tomorrow. So much to do tomorrow. Hey, hello. Hi, Shweta.
Hello.
I hope I said it right. Love back to you. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you
a
so
lot.
much.
Thanks for paying attention.
Yeah, very nice to hear from you. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's always nice to hear from people. All righty. Well, everybody have a great night. We will be coming back to you tomorrow night, like Kyle said, at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time to talk about Big Brother 24, Daniel's eviction party. Hell yeah. Have a good night, everybody. All right. See you later. Bye.